Welcome to this exclusive note. Today we're actually going to look at the internet a bit differently. We're not treating it just as a place to browse, but as this massive global ecosystem of opportunity. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a creator, or just looking to absolutely future-proof your career, mastering the foundational architecture of the web is really your first big step to thriving in the modern digital economy.
So let's dive right in by asking kind of a fundamental question. What is the unseen structure powering the entire modern digital economy? Because right beneath all those flashy graphic designs, the slick animations, and the complex AI integrations we use every single day lies a surprisingly simple structural language. And the coolest part? Once you understand it, you literally stop being just a consumer of the web and you become a builder. Okay, here's our quick roadmap for this note. We'll cover 1. The skeleton of the web. 2. Semantic HTML and SEO. 3. Web accessibility standards. 4. AI-powered web development. And finally, 5. Monetization and career paths.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, the skeleton of the web, the framework of everything online.
So HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, is actually not a complex programming language at all. It's simply a markup language. Its entire purpose in life is to answer one core question for the web browser: what exactly is this content? It just tells the browser, hey, this is a main heading, or, this part here is a paragraph, or this is an image. That's really it. It just brilliantly organizes information.
I like to think of web development kind of like the human body. It makes perfect sense. HTML is the skeleton. It provides that absolute rigid structural framework. Then you have CSS, or cascading style sheets, which is the appearance. Think of that as the skin, the clothing, the colors. And finally, JavaScript is the behavior, the muscles that actually make the body move and interact. But here's the catch. You absolutely cannot build a functioning body without putting that skeleton together first.
Which brings us to a crucial point. What happens if we remove that skeleton? Well, without HTML, websites just flat out wouldn't exist. But it goes way deeper than just that. Search engines like Google wouldn't be able to understand or rank your pages. Screen readers for the visually impaired would completely fail to interpret the content. And, incredibly relevant for us today, modern AI systems could not reliably crawl and analyze web data. HTML is literally the glue that connects users, businesses, and AI to the global knowledge economy.
Moving right along to Section 2, Semantic HTML and SEO, communicating with search engines.
Now we're going to level up a bit. It's not just about throwing HTML tags on a page, it's about using what we call semantic HTML. This means using tags that convey real meaning. Here are the actionable best practices that industry experts swear by. First up, the one true H1. You want to reserve your H1 tag exclusively for the absolute main topic of your page. Second is header nesting. Ensure your H2s, H3s, and H4s follow a strict, logical hierarchy. It's basically just like writing an outline. Third, use meaningful ordered or unordered lists. And finally, always use descriptive image alt text to clearly explain what an image is showing.
So what's the big takeaway here? Doing this correctly yields real, measurable returns. Pages that are built with proper semantic structure rank significantly higher in search engines, they are way easier to maintain as your projects inevitably scale up, and they're highly accessible. Seriously, this is a foundational skill that literally pays dividends long after you've learned it.
Okay, Section 3. Web accessibility standards. Building for everyone. True professionals know that you have to build the web so that users of all abilities can easily navigate it. The World Wide Web Consortium actually outlines this in their WCAG standards, and it's built on 4 core pillars. They are perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. Basically, information must be presented in ways users can perceive. The interface has to be operable, the info has to make sense and be understandable, and the content must be robust enough to be interpreted by a really wide variety of technologies.
And guess what? HTML is your primary tool for achieving this compliance. By using semantic tags, area labels, and proper alt text, you enable assistive technologies, like those screen readers we mentioned, to seamlessly interpret your digital content. You're not just writing code here, you're actively building highly inclusive digital products that absolutely anyone in the world can experience.
All right, let's talk about the future. Section 4, AI-powered web development, accelerating building in 2025 and 2026.
Welcome to the new era of development. You simply don't have to write every single line manually anymore.
When we look at the modern ecosystem, we have tools like ChatGPT and Grok that are incredible for on-demand semantic generation. I mean, you can just ask them for a responsive navbar and boom, it's there. Cursor and GitHub Copilot live right inside your code editor, giving you real-time autocomplete. Visual tools like Builder.io and V0.dev, they literally turn your visual Figma designs straight into clean HTML code. And then platforms like Theorem.ai can take a raw idea and generate an app MVP and HTML prototypes instantly. These tools are definitely not here to replace you, they're here to completely supercharge your workflow.
But listen, managing all this AI output, that is a skill in itself. Here's a super practical workflow for you. Step 1. Craft precise prompts. Tell the AI exactly what semantic tags and standards you need. Step 2. Review and refine. AI can be pretty verbose sometimes, so you always need to audit the code. Step 3. Ensure best practices by running that output through tools like the W3C validator. And finally, step 4, integrate that clean code directly into your actual project. Think of it this way. You are the director and AI is your production team.
Let's get to the really fun part. Section 5, monetization and career paths, turning all these skills into actual income.
Let me highlight this really powerful data point for you to put things into perspective. 15 lakhs plus. That is the expected 2026 base salary for experienced front-end developers over in the Indian market. And if you're looking at global remote work or freelancing, the ceiling is entirely dependent on your own hustle. Your deep knowledge of HTML is basically the gateway to unlocking this kind of earning potential.
And a traditional 9-to-5 job is just one slice of the pie here. There are so many diverse ways to build digital wealth today. You can take on freelance client work on platforms like Upwork, building sleek landing pages for local businesses. You could get into website flipping, which is building sites, growing the traffic, and then selling the whole shebang for a profit. You can create and sell digital products like UI components and themes, or you could even build niche blogs that just quietly generate passive affiliate and ad revenue in the background. But hey, if you do prefer the stability of a career, mastering these fundamentals opens massive doors across top IT companies and global startups alike. You can step right into roles like front-end developer, UI developer, React developer, or web application developer. And make no mistake, every single one of these advanced roles absolutely requires a rock-solid understanding of that HTML skeleton we've been discussing today.
I want to leave you with this thought today. To master HTML completely is to understand exactly how information is organized, discovered, consumed, and ultimately monetized across the entire digital ecosystem. You aren't just learning some coding tags. You are literally learning the language of modern digital business.
You now hold the blueprint to the skeleton of the web. You know how it fundamentally works, how search engines read it, how to make it accessible for everyone, and how AI can help you write it faster than ever before. So I guess the only question left for you in this note is, what are you going to build? And how will you monetize it? Thank you so much for joining me for this masterclass. I absolutely can't wait to see what you create out there.